こんにちは、ハリケーンフットボールです。今回の教材は、リーズユナイテッドの田中碧に関する動画です。リーズユナイテッドは、プレミアリーグ第15節で、遠藤航擁するリバプールと対戦し、シーソーゲームの上、3対3の引き分けをもぎ取りました。田中碧は、アディショナルタイムの96分に、劇的同点弾をぶち込んで、この試合のヒーローとなりました。今回は、Kagey1B1 チャンネルのレビュー動画にて、田中碧への称賛が止まらない様子をお届けします。あらゆる場面で、田中碧について話している箇所がありましたので、かなり切り張りしていますが、上波に田中碧が素晴らしいのか、どれだけ田中碧のことが好きなのか、チェックしてみましょ
う。Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Kagey is back. Match reaction time. We have taken 4 points from Chelsea and Liverpool collectively. Now, this was a roller coaster today. There was things that went well. There's things that didn't go so well. But ultimately, we've come back from 2-0 down to 3-2 down to pick up a point. And it's brilliant. Does it come at a price, though, people? We will see that in the coming weeks. But listen, before we get going, please like the video. It's free to do, helps out the channel, of course, and it's free for you to do. And listen, big up to every single member of the channel. Like I say, you make this thing go. Chris, we were dire today, absolutely dire. Gifted 3 goals to them, but still managed to draw. Yeah, I think it tells you where both teams are at this point in time. Especially with that first half, man. You could see that Liverpool aren't playing with their usual swagger. And we weren't really doing too much. You know, I know we started off hot and heavy like we did in the game against Chelsea, but it wasn't with the same intensity. And we'll get into the starting lineups, but you can tell when we're missing certain players, and we'll get on to TANAKA in just a moment. We missed certain things in this system, well, in the 5-3-2 system. What I will be saying, Andres here, and this is what I'm talking about, it comes at a price. With 3 goals being scored, with the 4-2-3-1, essentially what it was, 4-3-3, an adaptation of that. Are we ever going to see the 5-3-2 again? I don't know. But listen, people, it's a great point. And ultimately, what I want to say before we get into match reaction, it's a great week. To beat Chelsea, to get a point at home against Liverpool, especially being under the circumstances we were, the way we give away the goals as well. It's a good week. Now we can move on to Brentford. It's going to be a completely different kind of match. If we try and match them physically, they can match us that way as well. But it sets us up nicely, though, doesn't it? It gives us more of a platform to launch from than, say, if we had lost both games. So, yeah, it's good stuff. It was good to see different adaptations. But, you know, he was quick to go with that 4-3-3. But essentially, it did work. Gifted them goals, some woeful goals. We gifted them goals. They give us some goals as well. We was giving each other presents in this game. It was a good game, but you could tell both teams are not where they are. First of all with quality, and Liverpool with confidence. I think that's evident to say. Ian with the super chat. Thank you, Ian. 4 points from Chelsea. Liverpool will take that all day. Absolutely. Yeah, they definitely gifted us too. Yeah, 3-5-2 is perfect when Metro and DCL both playing. Yeah, we'll speak about that. That's what I'm saying. When you take TANAKA out, which gives us the technicality in our midfield, when you take out Metro up front to go alongside DCL, you could see today with DCL in terms of trying to win headers and everything, because the ball was primarily having to go up to him. He wasn't as successful as he was in the previous game. But one thing I did say in regards to Liverpool is that they would probably learn from Chelsea's mistakes, and they did in certain ways. They definitely shored up things in certain ways that Chelsea didn't. But ultimately, guys, we're going to need every single one of the players that can fit in that 5-3-2 system to play when they're available. Otherwise, it might not work most of the time. I will say that, because we don't have the players to do it, unfortunately. Hyru here. I need to fill out an apology letter for saying sell TANAKA for PSR. What a fool I've been. It's funny, Hyru, because when I've been talking about getting TANAKA in this team when Longstaff was in the team for a bit, people thought I had like this love affair for how TANAKA. No, I just know ball. Okay. And he is the most technical midfielder we have. And I don't know what it's done to his price tag now. He scored against Chelsea and Liverpool in 1 week. I mean, we could probably sell him for 80 million if we could go off the hype. But he is our most technical midfielder. And not only does he do the dog work, he can go forward and get you a goal. And that's going to be priceless for us in the position that we're in. Yeah, Brentford, it's going to be a huge game, but this is what we're saying, and we'll talk about it next week, of course. That's why I felt you could give everything to this game today, because we've got a week and a day to recover. Now, I don't know how bad Tanaka was, but I was disappointed to see him bench. And when you see him bench, you're thinking, well, just start with him, man. Start with him, and then if he's tired at 50, 60 minutes for whatever reason, then you take him off. I always feel you should start with your best team when possible. But obviously, I don't have the injury data. I'm just a fan talking. But if you've got your best players available to you, and especially in the game against Liverpool, when he's off a hot performance against Chelsea, I would have started him. What are we saying here? Yeah, Nonto was a game changer. Would have appreciated him earlier. Yeah, Nonto was good when he came on. In fact, all of them were good. Aronson, hey, this is what I mean when it comes to the price. Aronson's got an assist to his name today, people. So, yeah, there's going to be a few of you that like, we've got a draw, but at what cost? That's what it's going to be like for a few people, man. So if we don't see the 5-3-2 anytime soon, you'll know why. Robert Slater here. What a game. I feel like I've run a marathon. I feel worn out. Yeah. Can't have a 3-5-2 without no forward-thinking midfielder. Tanaka is crucial. Yeah, let's get into that, because I fully agree with Max here, and that was my concern when I saw the lineup. It was too solid, and what I mean by that is that it's just pure meat and potatoes in there. There's no gravy on it, and Tanaka is the gravy when it comes to the defense and midfield. And when you've got Gruev in there, Ampadu and Stack, and now Stack can go forward, but he's still more of a grinder in there. You need that finesse, you need that technicality, and that's why I'll say it again. We can do this season. I feel like we can probably, I don't know if we'll survive, but we've given our best chance of surviving playing this way. But you do need to have that technical brilliance in there. And you saw that with the players like Nonto, with Tanaka when they came on. They made a big difference because they have that touch, that movement that you just don't get from just hard-out tacklers. And I did feel that was going to restrict us. The second bit for me as well was Okafor being in the system. It might work against, teams around us. I wasn't sure with it against Liverpool, and I was kind of right in the end because he was kind of ineffective up there. He wasn't doing anything. He wasn't winning any balls in the air because he's not like that. That's why this team is a sum of all its parts. A few of you have started to leave comments like, oh, I'm starting to warm up to so-and-so. I know what this team is. I know exactly what it needs to do in order to thrive, and it needs all of the bits together. And if Metro and DCL aren't playing together, it's probably not going to work overall in a majority of games. So when you're seeing those two names out in the system that we played, it was kind of like and you could blatantly see it in the first half. We were nowhere near it. Obviously, Liverpool are a better team. That no taking that away from them, but you could see we were nowhere near it like we was against Chelsea. Absolutely not. We've talked about the Szoboszlai goal, and you just think from there, damn, all that fight back for no reason. You saw Farker raging on the sideline. Don't know who that was aimed at. Don't know if it was at Goodmanson. Don't know if it's at one of the centre-backs. I don't know. But he wasn't happy. But then how Tanaka? And I've got to say, people, and I feel like I'm vindicated with this because I've been called a how Tanaka fanboy. I don't know how it even went there. I don't know how I've been like the captain of the How Tanaka fan club. I don't know how. I just recognize that he's our most technical player. That's all it is. But we talk about the substitutes that came on. You can see when he came on, there was more fluid movement in the midfield. There was more touches going forward, being progressed with How Tanaka. And he's buzzing right now. After that Chelsea game, he is buzzing. And after this today, scoring a goal against Liverpool to get, a last-minute equalizer, he's on top of the world. So how Tanaka is so important for this team. Oh my Lord. Yeah, we need a Tanaka fan club anyway. I wish I remember. I usually remember things like this, but I can't even remember if they've still been commenting on the channel. But they said to me, man, this guy's like the How Tanaka fan club president. I was like, what? I don't even know how it got there. I think I've been more vocal for Joe Roden supporting Jadon Bogle. That's what I thought anyway. But anyway, How Tanaka, the way that he plays, and especially in the squad that we have, he is going to be key for us going forward. And I think that's been evident. But he's got to be given the same license he's had against Chelsea and Liverpool to go forward. We saw him in previous games where it didn't look like he was allowed past the halfway line. That would have been by manager instruction, 100%. He needs to have the license to roam because he's got the technical ability to do so. Absolutely brilliant, man. And priceless, priceless. £3 million, people. £3 million. God knows what he's going to be worth now. But I don't want him to go anywhere. Don't want him to go anywhere, man. He's just so good. Just so good. And he will still get dropped for Longstaff, but hopefully not. No. No. We don't need to see that. I mean, I shouldn't have to say it, obviously, but just look at the differences between the two players. And we spent £15 million on Longstaff to do what? Take the occasional set piece and run around and moan in the ref's ear. We could have got any championship player to do that. Any one of them. There's so many of them in that league to do that. We didn't have to spend £15 million. Tanaka here, his stock is only going to go up. His stock is only going to go up, man. KG, you're not Tanaka. You're not the Tanaka captain. You are the managing director. Tremendous. I forgot about Longstaff. Yeah, I hear it. Christy is saying the technique to drill that ball into the ground in front of the keeper is being missed. What a baller. He's so good. He's so good. You just have to give him the license to express himself. You know, this is what he was doing in the championship in the second half of it. When he was allowed to go forward, when he started to score goals, this is what he was doing. He's been suppressed in the system that we've had previously, because obviously we are going to have to defend more. I'm not saying give him the free roam license, not even close. But when we have the ability to go forward, he's got to be one of the key components doing it, because he has that ability to do so. Conal here, I think it's Conal. I'm so sorry if it's not. It's probably Connell, isn't it? It's one of these Irish names that look a certain way, but it sounds completely different. But forgive me, I'm gonna call you Mr. Devlin. How about that? Longstaff injury has proved to be a blessing. Yeah, I always say this. I don't wish injury on any player. I just hope that the manager has the knowledge and nous to drop them. But when he got injured, I didn't feel anything. I thought, well, at least he's going to be out the side now. And I think it was going to take an injury in order for a Tanaka to come back in, because Farker loves these workhorses that get 23 kilometers per game. But then you ask, what did they actually do? We're going back to the Forshaw days here. But yeah, you can see the difference between the two midfielders. It's not even close for me.
次は解説です。今回は珍しいボキャブラリーや表現も多くありましたので、いくつかピックアップして解説しています。それでは本日の解説をチェックしてみましょ
う。Does it come at a price though, people?
come at a price は直訳すると代償のもとにやってくるという意味です。何かを得たときにその裏にある見えにくい犠牲や損失を表すイディオムです。例えば成功、自由、名声など誰もが望むものでも、それを手にするためには何かを失っているかもしれないというニュアンスが含まれます。ポジティブな結果の陰に潜むネガティブな要素を示したいときによく使われます。ニュースやビジネス、日常会話、映画など様々な場面で見かける非常に自然な表現です。感情を込めたナレーションや字幕にもぴったりです。
Does it come at a price though, people? Does it come at a price though, people? Chris, we would die today.
Dear は事態や状況が非常に悪い、深刻であることを表す強い形容詞です。Dear need は緊急の必要性。Dear situation は危機的状況などネガティブな事柄に対して使われます。日常会話ではややフォーマルで固い印象がありますが、ニュースやビジネス、スポーツなど幅広い文脈で登場します。また自己批判や皮肉を込めて使われることもあり、語感の強さが印象に残る単語です。
Chris, we would die today. Chris, we would die today, but he's still more of a grinder in there.
グラインダーは本来粉砕する道具などを指しますが、スラングや比喩表現では、何事にも粘り強く取り組む人、努力家、ひたむきなタイプを指すことがよくあります。例えばスポーツやビジネスの場面で、He's a grinder といえば、派手さはないけど、誰よりも努力して結果を出すタイプという意味です。逆に才能はあるけどサボりがちな人とは対照的に描かれます。またグラインドはコツコツ働くという意味もあり、Keep grind は継続して努力するという意味でも使われます。
But he's still more of a grinder in there. That's why this team is a sum of all its parts.
The sum of all its parts という表現は、全体と構成要素の関係性について語るときによく使われる英語の慣用句です。直訳すれば、すべての部分の合計という意味ですが、比喩的には、それぞれの部分を合わせてできた全体の価値や特徴に焦点が当たります。よくある使われ方として、部分が集まることでより素晴らしい結果が生まれるというポジティブな使い方と、個々は良くても全体になると物足りないというネガティブな使い方の両方があります。 この表現を理解しておくと、チームワーク、製品評価、芸術作品などの説明で非常に役立ちます。
That's why this team is a sum of all its parts. That's why this team is a sum of all its parts. Oh, I'm starting to warm up to so and so.Start
to warm up to は、人や考え、物事に対して最初は距離を感じていたけれど、徐々に受け入れ始めたり、好意を持ち始めたりするときに使う表現です。日本語では慣れてきた、好感を持ち始めた、だんだん気に入ってきた、などと訳されます。日常英会話では非常に自然でよく使われる表現で、人間関係の変化や、新しい環境、アイデアへの適応などを表すのに便利です。話のトーンも柔らかくポジティブなので、親しみのある言い回しとして覚えておくと良いでしょう。So and soは、名前や数値、感情などをぼかして表現したいときに使える非常に便利な英語の言い回しです。例えば、誰か特定の人を指すけど、名前を言いたくない、名前を忘れた、または、あえて伏せたいときなどに使います。日本語の誰それさん、帽子にあたる表現です。皮肉や軽い怒りを込めて、あの嫌なやつという意味で使われることもあるので、イントネーションや文脈に注意しましょ
う。Oh, I'm starting to warm up to so and so. Oh, I'm starting to warm up to so and so. Oh, I'm starting to warm up to so and so. I just hope that the manager has the knowledge and nous to.
ニュースは哲学由来の古い言葉ですが、現代英語では頭の回転、判断力、起点といった意味で使われています。例えばビジネスでも、スポーツでも、ただ知識があるのではなく、状況を読んで賢く立ち回る能力がある人に対して使われます。友人同士の会話にはあまり出ませんが、ニュース記事、解説、評論などではよく出る単語なので、しっかり覚えておくと役立ちます。特に頭が切れる、地頭がいいと褒めるときに便利な単語です。
Yeah, I just hope that the manager has the knowledge and nous to. Yeah, I just hope that the manager has the knowledge and nous to.
いかがでしたか？田中碧のことが好きすぎて、田中碧のファンクラブの会長とさえ言われていましたね。単純に肩入れしていると見られることは嫌だという感じでしたが、そうならないために、いかに田中碧が素晴らしく、他の選手にはないテクニカルなスキルがあり、それがこのチームでも、特に352のシステムで必要となるのか、実際に田中碧がいる場合といない場合で、どれだけ違いがあったのか、ということを話しつつ、もうどれだけ市場価値が上がっているのかもわからない、といった感じでした。チェルシーとリバプールという大一番とも言える試合で、2試合連続で、しかも貴重な追加点と、劇的同点弾を挙げたことからも、完全に評価がぶち上がったと言えるでしょう。まだ他にも、田中碧について話している動画を扱いたいと思っていますので、またお楽しみください。本日もご視聴いただきありがとうございました。またすぐにお会いしましょう。